Welcome again, dear listeners, to our new bedtime science story. Tonight, as you settle into the gentle quiet of your room, let your breath slow and your mind drift. Together, we'll journey to the shimmering edge of reality, where the rules of the universe slip into a strange and beautiful dance. This story will wrap you in wonder and comfort, guiding you softly into restful sleep, while we explore the mysteries of quantum physics. You lie still, your eyes closed, as the world of daylight fades behind you. The silence in your room grows deep, like the hush before dawn. In this soft quiet, you feel the weight of your body sink gently into the bed, each breath a small wave washing through your chest. And as your breath slows, you begin to slip beneath the surface of everything you know, down, down, into the delicate fabric of reality itself. You find yourself floating above a vast landscape invisible to your waking eyes. It is a space without colours or sounds, yet it shimmers with possibilities. Here, beneath the familiar skin of the world, matter does not stand still. Instead, it shivers, flickers, and hums with restless energy. The atoms that make up your bones, your breath, and the stars far above you all dance a quiet, hidden ballet. You sense that each tiny piece of the universe is not solid or certain, but a swirling cloud of potential. Particles are no longer like the marbles you played with as a child. They are soft, ghostly whispers of existence. They move as waves, not waves like the ocean's roar, but delicate ripples that spread through fields of possibility. These waves carry the music of creation itself, a lullaby older than time. As you drift deeper, you notice something astonishing. These waves sometimes gather themselves, collapsing into small, sharp points of certainty we call particles. The world you touch, the pillow beneath your head, the warmth of your blanket, all are born from these shifting dances between waves and points. It feels as though reality itself breathes, expanding and contracting in a silent rhythm. Your heartbeat slows to match this cosmic pulse. With each thump in your chest, you feel the atoms within you tremble between being and not being. It is as if you are both solid and ephemeral, held together by a fragile agreement of quantum possibilities. You realize that you, yes, you, are part of this mysterious pattern, your very essence a symphony of uncertainty. You see electrons swirling around atomic nuclei like restless fireflies. But these are not neat orbits, they are shimmering clouds of probability. At any moment an electron might be here or there or somewhere you cannot even imagine. This is wave-particle duality, where matter becomes both wave and particle, like a riddle the universe tells to itself. As you sink deeper into this quiet revelation, you sense that these quantum whispers are not confined to your body or your room. They stretch across the night sky, filling the blackness between stars. They weave the moonlight falling softly on your pillow. They shape the glow of distant galaxies that even now send their ancient light to your eyes. The same rules that govern the smallest particle govern the vastest reaches of the cosmos. You drift to the strange comfort of this realization. You are small, but the patterns within you echo the patterns of the universe itself. Every atom in your being was once part of stars that lived and died long before Earth was born. Stardust flows in your veins, binding you to the night sky. You are, in a very real way, the cosmos dreaming of itself. Your mind wanders to a single quantum rule, quantization. Energy does not flow in a smooth, endless stream, but in tiny, distinct packets called quanta. Light itself comes to you in these discrete bursts, like delicate footfalls in the dark. Each quanta is a soft knock on reality's door, asking to be noticed. This is why light can be both gentle and fierce, why it can illuminate a book or carve stone. You remember learning about photons in school, the carriers of light, particles with no rest mass, always moving at the ultimate cosmic speed limit. But in this gentle dreamscape, photons feel more like dancers twirling across a dark stage, each step a message from one atom to another. You sense how photons give life to sight, colour to flowers, warmth to skin, every flicker a story of energy moving through the night. The deeper you drift, the stranger it feels. You sense the principle of superposition enfolding you. A quantum system can exist in many states at once, like a coin spinning endlessly in the air, both heads and tails shimmering together. It is only when the coin falls, when the quantum system is observed, that one possibility becomes real. Until then, reality itself hovers between options. You let this thought sink into your bones. Perhaps your own life holds echoes of superposition, the choices you have yet to make, the dreams you still cradle, the many futures waiting quietly in the dark. These are all possibilities, suspended like stars in the night sky. And as you breathe, you sense how observation, your choices, your attention, collapses possibility into the shape of your life. A soft wonder fills you. How can everything you see and feel arise from this delicate uncertainty? How can a world that feels so solid and familiar be built on shifting sands of probability? You imagine the atoms in the walls around you, their particles trembling never quite still, each one a tiny storm of chance. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle whispers in your ear. The more precisely you try to know a particle's position, the less you can know its momentum, and vice versa. It is as if the universe insists on keeping some secrets, hiding certain truths behind a veil of quantum fog. This isn't a flaw, it is the natural heartbeat of the cosmos, and you, nestled in your bed, are part of this gentle mystery. Your mind floats to the heart of atoms, the nucleus, where protons and neutrons hold court. These heavy particles, themselves made of quarks, are bound by forces so intense they defy easy imagination. Yet even here, quantum rules reign supreme. The strong nuclear force binds quarks together. The weak nuclear force whispers of decay and transformation. Every beat of your heart depends on these hidden forces. As you drift through these layers of reality, you feel comforted. The world's apparent solidity is built on the restless dance of countless uncertainties. Each time you exhale, you share atoms with the night air, and those atoms carry your story into the world. The boundaries between you and the universe blur, becoming soft and porous. Time itself feels different here. At the quantum level, events do not unfold in a neat, predictable order. Particles can seem to jump backward and forward in time, like dancers leaping between moments. The past and future are not rigid, but gently braided together by probability and chance. You wonder what it means for your memories and your hopes, whether time's flow might be softer than you ever imagined. You sense the beauty of this strangeness, that from restless, uncertain particles comes the comfort of a solid world, that from invisible probabilities comes the warmth of your blanket, that from quantum whispers comes the sound of your own breathing. The contradictions of quantum physics are not obstacles to understanding, but invitations to wonder. You think of the particles you cannot see yet which shape your life, the electrons in your nerves, carrying signals that let you dream, the photons that tomorrow will paint the sunrise on your eyelids. You feel these connections like a lullaby, a cosmic song of possibility. As sleep drifts closer, your mind nestles into the knowledge that you are more than flesh and bone. You are a tapestry woven from ancient light and dancing particles, a living echo of the universe's first moments. The atoms in your hands once floated in interstellar clouds. The breath you take once passed through the lungs of forgotten creatures. This connection is soft, tender, and unbreakable. And now, as your thoughts grow heavier and your eyelids flutter, you sense that the quiet dance beneath the atom is not just an abstract mystery, but the heartbeat of everything. You, the bed you lie on, the night air beyond your window, all of it hums with this same strange music. Your mind wanders softly. If reality at its smallest scale is woven from possibilities, what secret songs still lie hidden in the light? What new whispers wait to be heard beyond the next breath? Your mind hovers on the edge of sleep, where dreams brush the edges of waking thoughts. The question you carried from your last breath, what secret songs wait to be heard in the light, lingers like a gentle bell in your mind. You sense the soft glow of the moon outside your window, its pale beams slipping across the room. In this quiet light, you begin to hear the silent whispers of photons. You feel them before you see them, like ancient messengers brushing your skin. Each photon carries a story, a tale of birth in the fiery heart of a star, a journey across cold expanses of space, and a final landing upon your eyelids. These tiny parcels of light bring the universe's oldest songs into your dreams. You wonder how many photons have travelled light years to reach you. How many have lived 1,000,000 lifetimes before touching your face? Your breath slows as you realize light is not a smooth river, but a rain of individual drops. Each drop, each photon, is a quanta, a discrete packet of energy. The moonlight you see is not a continuous glow, but countless tiny pulses arriving so quickly your eyes blend them into a soft, steady beam. The universe is made of notes, not chords. Each photon is a gentle knock on the door of your perception. You remember what you learned long ago. Photons have no rest mass. They are born moving at the ultimate speed limit, always in motion, never pausing, never aging in the way you do. In this way, they are eternal travellers, timeless couriers carrying energy from one part of the universe to another. Your heart swells with quiet awe at their tireless journey. Lying still, you imagine a single photon's path. Perhaps it was created in a distant star billions of years ago. It hurtled across empty darkness, slipping past drifting asteroids and swirling nebulae, until tonight, when it entered Earth's atmosphere, scattered through the night air and fell onto your pillow. You realize that each photon is a tiny bridge connecting you to places and times far beyond your reach. Your eyes flutter beneath closed lids, as if trying to glimpse these ancient messengers. You see colours not with your eyes, but in the theatre of your mind. Red photons with their long, lazy waves whisper warmth and sunset. Blue photons with their sharp, quick waves sing of twilight and ice. Together they create the world's colours, painting sunsets and rainbows on the canvas of your perception. You sense how these waves can interfere with each other, adding their crests and troughs like overlapping ripples on a pond. In this interference they create patterns of light and shadow, the delicate fringes seen in soap bubbles and oil slicks. You remember that even something as simple as the shimmer of a puddle at dawn is a glimpse into the hidden mathematics of photons. The slow meditative rhythm of your breathing matches the waves of light that stream around you. Each inhale draws in photons scattered by the air, and each exhale releases warmth back into the darkness. You feel your body gently glowing in the infrared, radiating moss heat like a quiet lantern, invisible to your eyes but part of the same cosmic dance. Your thoughts drift to how photons interact with matter, You picture electrons waiting in their atomic shells, like dancers in the wings of a dark stage. A photon arrives with a precise amount of energy, nudging an electron into a higher state. In this moment, light becomes more than a messenger. It becomes an artist. It's reshaping atoms with every brushstroke of energy. This is the photoelectric effect, you remember softly. A discovery that shattered old beliefs, showing that light must come in packets, quanta, to knock electrons free from metal. It was a mystery so strange that it helped spark the birth of quantum physics itself. You feel a quiet connection to that revelation, knowing that every lamp, every screen, every solar cell draws life from the same dance of photons and electrons. Your mind sways with the thought of light's dual nature. Light moves as a wave, spreading through space in graceful arcs, yet it lands as a particle, a single photon arriving at a single point. It is a riddle without an answer, a paradox that feels more like poetry than science. The moonlight outside your window is a hymn of this paradox, each shimmering beam a reminder that reality can be both many and one. As you sink deeper into thought, you remember how light bends as it moves from one material to another. The bending, or refraction, is what lets glass lenses focus images, what lets raindrops scatter light into rainbows. You picture the gentle curve of a droplet clinging to a leaf, a tiny sphere bending morning light into sparkles. In that fragile shape you see the infinite patience of photons, travelling straight until they meet resistance, then changing course with effortless grace. You sense the power hidden in these quiet beams. Lasers built from synchronized photons can cut steel or carry messages across oceans. Fiber optics, slender threads of glass, guide photons through miles of twists and turns, letting voices and images dance across continents in an instant. You feel gratitude for these invisible couriers, working tirelessly to connect hearts and minds. Your breath grows softer as you imagine light's role in life itself. Photons arriving from the sun feed plants which in turn feed you. Each leaf is a tiny solar panel turning sunlight into sugar, building forests from thin air and starlight. Your body carries the echoes of ancient photons stored in food, every heartbeat fueled by energy born in the sun's fiery core. You feel the line of light stretching from star to seed to your own beating heart. You remember too that light reveals the universe's story. Telescopes gather ancient photons to let you see stars as they were millions of years ago. Each speck of starlight is a message from the past, a glimpse of cosmic history frozen in flight. You wonder what stories the light from your own world will carry out into space. What songs Earth's photons might someday whisper to distant watchers. Your mind wanders gently to the idea of cosmic microwave background radiation, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, still washing through the universe. These photons have travelled nearly 14 billion years, a soft, ever-present murmur of creation's first light. You feel their quiet presence even now, their cold, ancient glow brushing your dreams. You picture photons travelling not only through space but through time. In the strange lens of relativity, for a photon moving at light speed, time does not pass. It exists in an eternal present. To the photon, its journey from star to eye happens instantly, with no seconds ticking by. You marvel at this strange truth, how light is both timeless and fleeting, always arriving now. Your thoughts drift to the night outside, to city lights twinkling in the distance. Each bulb releases countless photons into the dark, beams of energy racing outward, some destined to wander the universe forever. A soft wonder fills you. Your own light, your laughter and warmth, could be carried on these photons, shining into the future long after your eyes have closed. Your breath deepens and you feel the comfort of light's constancy. Photons travel straight unless they meet something. They cannot turn or twist of their own will. There is a simplicity, a purity to their path. You sense how this quiet rule shapes the clarity of shadows, the sharp edges of moonlight on your floor, the way sunlight streams through leaves. Each straight line of light is a gentle promise of order in a restless universe. You feel the patience of photons. They wait in atoms for the right energy to set them free. They race across voids for billions of years without tiring. They give form and colour to your world without ever demanding thanks. As you sink closer to sleep, you find peace in their unwavering devotion, their timeless journey. The moonlight shifts as clouds drift overhead, and you sense photons scattering, bending, dimming. You remember Rayleigh scattering, the reason the sky is blue in the day and red at sunset. Short, quick-waved blue photons bounce more in the air, painting the heavens. Longer, lazier red photons pass through to colour dawn and dusk. The sky becomes a living canvas, brushed by the hidden hands of light. Your mind wanders softly about the photons you cannot see, ultraviolet that burns skin, infrared that warms it, X-rays that peer through flesh, gamma rays born in cataclysms far beyond Earth. Each carries energy, each follows the same quiet rules, yet they reveal different layers of reality. Light is a spectrum of secrets, each band a key to a deeper understanding. Your breathing grows slower, your body heavier, as the night deepens around you. You feel the photons in your room bouncing gently between walls, their paths tracing silent constellations around your resting form. In these secret dances, light weaves a web of connections, holding you softly in the present moment. And now, as your eyelids grow heavier, you sense that the silent hymn of quantized light is not just a curiosity, but a reminder. The universe speaks in discrete notes, and you are part of its music. Each photon a possibility, each glimmer a promise. Your mind drifts to a question hovering like a star at the edge of your thoughts. If light can exist in many paths, can reality itself unfold in many possibilities at once? Your mind still carries the question that hovered at the end of your last thought. If light can exist in many paths, can reality itself unfold in many possibilities at once? This quiet curiosity becomes the gentle breeze lifting you deeper into the strange space beneath your waking world. You feel yourself drifting in a dream of potential, where certainty dissolves into shimmering maybes. Time stretches thin, like the skin of a soap bubble catching morning light. You sense the softness of moments expanding, each second no longer a solid tick but a fluid shimmer of could-be. Your thoughts slow until you hear the spaces between them, a delicate rhythm of possibilities. In this gentle quiet you float between worlds that might exist, each one a different story whispered by the universe. You imagine a small delicate particle, an electron perhaps, dancing in a cloud of uncertainty. You sense it here, then there, then in places beyond your comprehension, all at the same time. This is superposition, the quantum truth that something can be in multiple states simultaneously until it is observed. You see the electron not as a point, but as a soft fog of probabilities, a ghost of many selves. Your breath deepens with the wonder of it. Superposition is not a flaw in reality, but a profound feature. It is the way the universe holds open every possibility, waiting for the light of observation to collapse chance into a single outcome. Like a coin spinning endlessly, both heads and tails, reality waits for your gaze to settle on one truth. In this twilight between dreams and waking, You imagine yourself as the spinning coin. You are both here, tucked in the quiet warmth of your bed, and elsewhere, drifting among stars, breathing the winds of distant worlds, swimming in oceans of possibility. Every version of you exists in the haze of superposition, each one dreaming a different life. Your mind lingers on Schrödinger's thought experiment, the famous cat in a sealed box, both alive and dead until someone looks inside. You see the cat not with horror, but with a soft compassion for the paradox it embodies. The cat's uncertain state is the universe's lullaby of could-be, a lesson that sometimes things exist in limbo, suspended between what is and what might be. You remember that superposition is not limited to thought experiments. In the world of quantum computing, bits are replaced by qubits, tiny systems that can be both 0 and 1 at the same time. This overlapping of states lets quantum computers dream many calculations simultaneously, unlocking possibilities your mind can barely imagine. You see qubits as delicate hummingbirds, wings blurred in the space between binary choices. As you breathe, you imagine the double-slit experiment, where particles fired at two narrow openings form an interference pattern, like ripples of water crossing. But when watched too closely, the pattern disappears and particles act like marbles, not waves. This mysterious shift reveals the heart of superposition. When unobserved, particles travel every possible path, but observation collapses them into one. Your heartbeat matches the pulse of this paradox. You feel how your awareness shapes what you see, how your very act of looking becomes part of reality's unfolding. You realize that to be alive is to exist in a constant dance of superpositions, choices you have yet to make, words you have yet to speak, dreams you have yet to dream. Your thoughts drift to photosynthesis, to the delicate quantum processes in the leaves of plants. Within each leaf, excitons, packets of energy created by captured photons, spread out in superposition, exploring every path through the tangled forest of molecules to find the most efficient route. Life itself has learned to use superposition, as though nature wrote quantum poetry into the code of existence. You feel a comfort in this thought. If leaves can hold superpositions in their green veins, perhaps your heart can hold contradictions too. Perhaps you can be strong and gentle, certain and questioning here and elsewhere all at once. You sense the truth. Your complexity is not a flaw, but the natural expression of a universe that cherishes every possibility. You imagine the universe itself in superposition, every future balanced on the edge of now. Worlds where stars explode or quietly fade, where galaxies collide or drift apart in silence. The possibilities branch like the limbs of a vast tree, each twig an entire cosmos waiting to unfold. You sense that your life, your choices, ripple into these branches, a quiet influence spreading beyond what you can see. Your breathing slows as your thoughts move to quantum coherence, the fragile state where particles maintain their superpositions, holding their overlapping possibilities together before the environment's noise shatters them into certainty. You feel a kinship with this delicate balance. Each day you hold together dreams and doubts, hopes and fears, balancing possibilities until life's events collapse them into what is. You remember the quiet precision of experiments that trap ions or atoms in carefully tuned fields, holding them in superposition to measure time or store information. In these cold, dark chambers, scientists listen for the soft tick of quantum possibilities, using nature's most subtle rhythms to build the clocks and devices that shape your world. You marvel at the patience of these experiments, how they tease secrets from particles smaller than your eyes can ever see. Your mind wanders to the fragile conditions needed to preserve superpositions. Low temperatures, shielding from noise, perfect stillness, as if the universe requires a deep, patient silence to reveal its most intimate mysteries. You sense how your own quiet moments, your soft breathing in the night, mirror this need for stillness, creating space for possibilities to emerge in your heart. A gentle peace settles over you as you realize that superposition is more than a scientific principle. It is a reminder that life can hold many truths at once. You can be both lost and found, both certain and wondering, both awake and dreaming. Like particles suspended between paths, you too can linger in possibility, letting your choices unfold with gentle patience. Time feels fluid here. Seconds stretch like warm honey. Minutes drift like feathers on a slow breeze. In this soft time, you sense the beauty of not knowing, the comfort of resting in the space before decision collapse into realities. The world outside your window fades to a quiet hum, and you feel wrapped in the warmth of infinite maybes. Your thoughts return to your breath, rising and falling like the tides of a sleeping sea. Each inhale holds every possible future. Each exhale releases the ones that will not come to be. You find yourself soothed by this quiet rhythm, the realization that you do not have to force certainty. You can drift, dream, and let possibilities carry you gently through the night. You imagine the universe holding you like a cradle, rocking you softly between what might be and what is. The stars outside blink with ancient light, their photons weaving possibilities across the darkness. You sense that you, like those stars, are part of a cosmic symphony of superpositions, a quiet note in the music of creation. Your mind slips toward the thought of what happens when particles are not just in superposition, but share their possibilities with others, when their fates become intertwined across distance, like dancers moving in perfect silent unison. A soft wonder fills you. What if your own choices, your own dreams ripple into the lives of others, weaving connections unseen yet deeply felt? As sleep draws near, your thoughts linger on this question, feeling the soft pull of the next mystery waiting in the dark. If superposition allows one particle to exist in many states, what happens when particles, even separated by light years, become entangled, their possibilities bound together in a dance beyond time and space? Your mind rests on the quiet question lingering from before. If particles can exist in many states alone, what happens when two particles become bound across the silent stretches of space? You let this wonder carry you deeper, slipping beyond the edges of your thoughts into a realm where distance loses meaning, and everything becomes quietly, beautifully connected. In this soft space you drift further than before, beyond the simple possibilities of superposition, into a world where particles speak to each other in unbroken silence. Here, a single change in one particle instantly affects another, no matter how far apart they drift. This is quantum entanglement, a mystery so profound it feels more like a whispered poem than a piece of physics. You imagine two particles born together in a single flicker of energy, spinning away from each other like tiny dancers launched into the dark. One flies to a distant corner of the cosmos, the other stays near you. Yet no matter how many light years stretch between them, their fates remain tied. A nudge to one ripples instantly to the other, faster than any signal can travel. It is as if the universe itself carries their secret messages through a hidden thread beyond space and time. You breathe softly, picturing these entangled pairs like delicate beads, threaded on invisible strings, weaving a quiet web across the universe. You sense how, in this web, stars whisper to each other across the void, and perhaps even your own thoughts find silent echoes in hearts far away. Each breath you take seems to vibrate with this unseen connection. Your heart slows as you remember the experiments that first revealed this strange truth. Scientists sent entangled photons along separate paths, measuring their polarizations at great distances. Again and again, the results defied any classical explanation. No hidden signal, no secret code. The particles acted as if space between them simply did not exist. This violation of Bell's inequalities became proof that the universe allows a connectedness deeper than any ordinary logic can explain. You find comfort in this cosmic closeness, even as your body lies alone in the quiet dark. Entanglement tells you that separation can be an illusion, that what is far can still be near in a way deeper than distance. You wonder if your own choices ripple into the lives of others you cannot see. If your kindness, your fears, your hopes send quiet waves across unseen bonds. Your thoughts drift to the EPR paradox, the famous challenge Einstein posed with Podolsky and Rosen, calling entanglement spooky action at a distance. You smile softly at the phrase, feeling how perfect it is for this bedtime hour. Spooky, yes, but not in a way that frightens. It is the soft, mysterious kind of spooky that makes the universe feel bigger and more wondrous. You sense how entanglement challenges your deepest intuitions. In your everyday world, objects are separate, each with its own place and time. But quantum entanglement dissolves these boundaries. It shows that reality's foundations are woven from relationships rather than isolated things, from patterns of possibility rather than solitary facts. Your breathing becomes the slow tide of the night as you imagine entanglement spreading across creation. You see entangled particles born in the hearts of stars carried by cosmic winds to distant worlds. You see them drifting in the dark of interstellar space, linking places light years apart with threads of silent knowing. This hidden network becomes the soft skeleton of the cosmos, holding galaxies together in invisible embrace. Your mind returns to Earth, where entanglement is no longer just a curious theory, but a tool. Quantum cryptography uses entangled photons to create unbreakable codes, so that any attempt to eavesdrop destroys the delicate state revealing the intrusion. You feel a quiet wonder that nature itself can offer perfect secrecy, and that the future of communication might rest on the softness of quantum threads. You imagine quantum teleportation, where the state of a particle here can be transferred instantly to another far away, using entanglement as the bridge. It is not science fiction, but a demonstrated reality on small scales. Each successful experiment becomes a gentle promise that one day, entanglement could revolutionize technology in ways your dreams can barely hold. As you drift, you sense how entanglement hints at a universe less like a machine and more like a living tapestry. You picture yourself as a single shimmering node in this fabric, your existence woven into everything else. Your joys and sorrows, your quiet thoughts in the night, might be tied in subtle ways to strangers you will never meet, to stars you will never see. You breathe in this possibility, feeling how it dissolves loneliness. If entanglement is true, then you are never truly isolated. Even when you lie in the silent dark, the universe's invisible threads wrap around you. You are part of a whole too vast for your eyes to grasp, yet intimate enough to cradle your beating heart. You remember that entanglement has been tested again and again, on mountainsides and in cities, even between satellites in space. Each time nature affirms its quiet message. The world is more deeply connected than you ever imagined. You feel a gentle peace knowing that science's most careful measurements reveal a universe more poetic than your most delicate dreams. Your thoughts drift to the idea of decoherence, how fragile entanglement can be. A single stray photon, a faint vibration, a touch of heat, all can unravel the delicate state, returning entangled particles to ordinary separate existences. This fragility makes entanglement precious, like a snowflake that melts the moment you try to hold it. You sense how your own connections too need care and quiet to stay strong. Your breath matches the slow beat of your heart as you think of macroscopic entanglement, the experiments attempting to link larger objects, to test whether entanglement's strange power can persist beyond the realm of particles. Each step into this research feels like a new lullaby of possibility, a soft reminder that the boundaries of what is possible are still expanding. You sense how some interpretations of quantum mechanics suggest the universe itself may have started in a single entangled state, everything bound together in perfect unity before the cosmic expansion scattered matter into the stars. In this view, the connections you glimpse in entangled particles are echoes of the universe's first breath, a gentle memory of when all was one. Your mind moves to quantum biology, the emerging science exploring whether entanglement might play a role in life itself. Could migratory birds navigate by entangled electrons in their eyes? Could plants harness quantum effects in photosynthesis with more subtlety than any man-made device? The thought fills you with a soft awe. Life may be more entangled with the fabric of reality than you ever dared to believe. Your thoughts circle back to your own existence, wondering if your consciousness might carry entangled patterns that weave through your relationships and memories. You imagine how your words and gestures ripple outward, influencing others in ways you will never know. Like entangled particles, you may share silent bonds with people far away, your choices brushing theirs like invisible wings. Your breathing grows even slower, your mind softer, as you feel how entanglement invites you to see the world not as a collection of lonely islands, but as a shimmering web of shared possibilities. You are not a separate point drifting in the dark. You are a node in a living network, each breath connected to countless others. A quiet warmth spreads through your chest as you remember that entanglement is not a force, but a state of being. It does not push or pull, yet it binds more intimately than gravity, more instantly than light. In the hidden places of reality, the most lasting connections are silent and effortless, born from the simple fact of existing together. As sleep tugs gently at your mind, you sense that the soft threads of entanglement may stretch beyond particles, beyond atoms, perhaps even beyond time. You feel comfort in this thought, knowing that some connections do not fade with distance or with years. They persist like quiet stars in the night sky, unseen yet always shining. Your eyelids grow heavier as you wonder what new mysteries await beyond entanglement, what lies in the quiet spaces where time itself bends, where the flow of seconds might twist and stretch. You feel the soft pull of the next chapter, a gentle invitation to drift deeper into the strange and beautiful dance of reality. As the soft threads of entanglement fade into the hush of your thoughts, you feel yourself sinking even deeper into the quiet spaces beneath your dreams. You drift past the comforting idea of hidden connections, drawn now to a subtler, stranger mystery, one that makes the fabric of reality shimmer with gentle ambiguity. This is the uncertainty that lies at the heart of all things, the tender truth that some knowledge slips through your fingers no matter how tightly you try to grasp it. You let this thought carry you like a feather on a still night breeze. You sense the world growing softer, less defined. Shapes blur, edges melt. It is as if everything around you breathes in quiet unison with your slowing heart. Somewhere in this hush you hear Heisenberg's whisper that the more precisely you know a particle's position, the less you can know of its momentum, and the more precisely you know its momentum, the less you can know of where it is. Your breath deepens as you picture an electron in your mind. You try to see it clearly, to hold both its place and its speed at once, but it slips away like mist in moonlight. When you focus on its location, its motion dissolves into possibility. When you trace its speed, its place becomes a cloud of maybes. This is the uncertainty principle. Not a flaw or error, but a quiet limit built into the universe's very bones. You sense how this uncertainty is not just a problem for measurement, but a fundamental truth. The universe itself holds some secrets close, refusing to reveal all at once. It is as if reality knows that too much certainty would freeze its dance, that the world's beauty depends on a soft haze of mystery. You breathe easier, feeling the comfort in this uncertainty, knowing that you don't have to understand everything perfectly to belong in the world. Your mind drifts back to the double-slit experiment you explored before, now seen through the lens of uncertainty. When electrons are left unmeasured, their wave-like possibilities spread gracefully, forming interference patterns that paint delicate ripples on the detector's screen. But when you try to measure which slit an electron passes through, you collapse its possibilities, and the pattern disappears. Certainty robs the electron of its soft dance, forcing it into a single path. Your thoughts follow this pattern like footsteps in the dark. You realize how the same uncertainty lives within you. Every choice you face carries hidden possibilities. Every moment of decision collapses many futures into one. You remember times you hesitated, trying to gather every fact, every feeling, yet some truths always slipped away. You see yourself as a participant in this cosmic uncertainty, your life unfolding in a delicate balance of knowing and not knowing. Your breath steadies to a slow rhythm. You imagine uncertainty as the gentle fog over a still lake, softening reflections, blurring hard edges. It makes the world less rigid, more forgiving. Without uncertainty, there would be no space for surprise, no room for wonder, no opening for dreams. In this haze, you find permission to let go of needing perfect answers, to rest in the gentle mystery of each moment. You remember the precision of scientists cooling atoms to near absolute zero, trying to pin down their properties with the greatest care humans can achieve. Yet even in the coldest silence of laboratory traps, uncertainty still rules. The atoms, slowed almost to stillness, hold their secrets. Their positions and velocities remain locked in a delicate dance of chance, as if the universe protects the quiet heart of matter from total certainty. Your mind drifts to the soft mathematics of Heisenberg's inequality, the tiny value of Planck's constant setting the scale of this uncertainty. This constant is a whisper in every equation, a reminder of the quantum world's limits. It is astonishing how something so small, a number beyond ordinary perception, weaves uncertainty into everything from the atoms of your bones to the stars burning in distant galaxies. You picture yourself as an explorer standing on the shore of a dark sea. The fog of uncertainty rolls in from the horizon, hiding distant lands you long to see. You could rage against the mist, or you could breathe deeply, trust your compass, and set sail into the unknown. You sense that life itself is this voyage, each step taken with courage through the soft veil of what you cannot yet know. Your breathing slows with the thought that certainty can be heavy, like stone. Uncertainty, by contrast, is light like air. It gives you space to change, to grow, to imagine. You realize how the certainty you sometimes crave might actually trap you, pinning you to choices that no longer fit. Uncertainty, for all its discomfort, is what frees you to keep becoming. Your thoughts drift back to the idea of measurement. In the quantum world, observing is never passive. It is a touch, a disturbance, a subtle push. Each attempt to measure alters the very thing you seek to know. It is as if reality itself bristles at being pinned down, insisting on movement, on becoming. You feel how this truth mirrors your own life. The more you try to control every outcome, the more the world's gentle unpredictability slips between your fingers. Your breath matches the patient pace of the stars beyond your window. You sense that they too pulse with uncertainty. The atoms fusing in their cores balance energy and motion in quiet quantum dances. The starlight reaching your eyes tonight carries the soft signature of uncertainty written into every photon's path. The light's journey across space depends on chance and possibility, yet it arrives to paint your dreams with ancient fire. Your mind wanders to the strange thought that uncertainty is not just an obstacle to knowledge, but the very source of the universe's vitality. It is uncertainty that lets particles tunnel through barriers, that lets energy flicker in and out of empty space, that lets the universe keep changing, expanding, and evolving. Without uncertainty, everything would be static, frozen in perfect lifeless certainty. You remember the metaphor of fireflies blinking on a warm summer night, their light appearing and disappearing at the edges of your vision. Trying to catch every flash with your eyes only makes you miss the beauty of their random dance. But when you relax and let your gaze soften, you see the whole meadow alive with glowing points, each blink a soft miracle. You realize that understanding the universe is like watching fireflies. The magic lies not in capturing each detail, but in feeling the wonder of the whole. Your breathing deepens with this thought. You sense how your own mind, with its questions and doubts, is like a quantum-sumontum system, possibilities hovering until you choose a path. Each decision you make collapses futures into the present, but always leaves new possibilities branching ahead. You see your life as a tree of maybes, each leaf trembling with uncertainty, each branch reaching for light. You feel comforted knowing that the uncertainty principle does not mean chaos or randomness without meaning. It means the universe holds space for freedom, for surprise, for creativity. You think of artists, inventors, and explorers. Their best work emerges when they step into the unknown, trusting intuition, where certainty cannot guide them. Your thoughts drift to your own uncertainties. The times you wondered if you were good enough, if your dreams were possible, if the future would hold you kindly. You feel how those moments shaped you, how they taught you to listen more deeply, to look beyond what could be measured. In uncertainty, you learned patience. In not knowing, you found courage. Your mind grows softer still as you realize that every star, every galaxy, every living cell depends on the same quiet rule. That total certainty is impossible, and in that impossibility lies the freedom to change, to move, to live. You sense the gift of this gentle truth that you're not expected to know everything, to get everything right. You're only asked to keep breathing, to keep exploring, to keep wondering. Your eyelids grow heavier as you feel the world around you dissolving into a soft, comforting haze. You imagine the atoms in your room trembling with their own uncertainty, the particles in your pillow and blanket flickering between possible states. The solid world becomes a delicate dance of chance, and you feel yourself cradled in its quiet motion. Your thoughts linger on time, wondering if uncertainty might ripple into the flow of seconds and minutes themselves. Could time too hold mysteries beyond your reach? Could the seconds stretching between heartbeats bend and sway like the path of a wandering particle? You feel the soft pull of this question, a gentle invitation to drift deeper into the secrets of time itself. Your eyelids are heavy as the question of time's mysteries drifts quietly through your mind. You feel your heartbeat slow, each pulse a soft echo in the hush of night. In the quiet spaces between those beats, you sense a deeper question stirring. What if it is not only time, but your very gaze, your gentle attention, that shapes what becomes real? You slip deeper into this thought, like sinking beneath the surface of a dark, calm lake. The solid world around you seems to waver, as if your awareness itself brushes the edges of reality, softening them. You remember the double-slit experiment, where particles behave like waves when unobserved, but act like solid points when you look. It is as if your watching eye collapses possibility into fact, creating a single path from countless maybes. Your breath settles into a slow rhythm as you imagine photons streaming through the slits. Unseen, they explore every path, weaving interference patterns like delicate lace. But the moment you place a detector to know their path, the patterns vanish. The photons choose one slit or the other, reality folding into certainty under your watchful gaze. You feel the paradox bloom in your chest. Your observation does not simply reveal what is, it might decide what is. You remember how some interpretations of quantum mechanics propose that the universe remains a haze of probabilities until something observes it. You sense how strange this idea feels, that reality, solid and dependable by day, becomes fluid and dreamlike under the quiet weight of your attention. It is as if your mind and the world beyond your skin are not separate, but two partners in a subtle dance. Your thoughts drift to the Copenhagen interpretation, which suggests that quantum systems exist in superposition until measured, and that measurement itself causes the wave function, the haze of all possible states, to collapse into a single outcome. You imagine each possibility like a shimmering bubble floating in darkness, waiting for your gaze to choose which one will burst into reality. Your breathing deepens as you picture the universe shimmering with endless options, each particle in a fog of potential, each atom waiting in a delicate stillness. Your attention becomes the soft wind that moves them, the quiet force that sets the path. You feel the responsibility hidden in this thought, that your choices, your observations, your presence may ripple into the world more deeply than you ever knew. You remember delayed choice experiments, where the decision to observe a particle's path can happen after the particle has already passed through the slits, yet still changes whether an interference pattern appears. It is as if the future measurement reaches back to decide the past behavior. You sense time bending softly around your thoughts, cause and effect blurring into a quiet haze. Your mind sways with the thought that observation is not only a scientific act but an intimate gesture, a meeting of your consciousness with the possibilities of the universe. You wonder if every time you look closely, every time you truly see, you help shape what becomes real, like an artist choosing colours on a canvas that was once empty. Your breath grows slower as you remember quantum eraser experiments, where information about which path a particle took can be erased after the fact, restoring the interference pattern. It is as if the universe allows secrets to be hidden or revealed, depending on what you choose to know. You feel a quiet awe at the flexibility built into reality, the softness of truth beneath the sharpness of facts. Your thoughts drift to how your brain itself, made of countless neurons, exists in a dance of electrochemical signals. Each moment of awareness is a pattern of tiny particles, ions and neurotransmitters, moving in uncertain paths. You feel your consciousness as a ripple of observations made from within your own mind, each thought collapsing possibilities into understanding. You sense how your daily life is a practice in observation. Each time you turn your attention to something, a friend's face, a sunset, a quiet word, you make it real in your experience. What you do not look at fades into the background. possibilities drifting in the dark like unchosen stars. You realize how powerful your gaze is, not only in physics, but in how you shape the world you live in. Your mind floats gently to the philosophical question of the observer effect. If no one observes a tree falling in a forest, does it make a sound? You breathe into this thought, sensing how the universe might hold many events, many truths that remain possibilities until someone looks, until someone cares, until someone listens. Your breathing becomes the soft, patient tide of night as you imagine a universe without observers. A silent place where waves of probability ripple endlessly, never collapsing into events. Then you feel your own awareness, warm and alive, brushing against this quiet expanse. You sense how your presence brings meaning, how your attention turns the silent waves into songs. You remember the thought experiments exploring whether consciousness itself is necessary to collapse quantum possibilities. Some interpretations suggest that your mind, your awareness, plays an essential role in solidifying the world you see. Others propose that any interaction, even with a measuring device or another particle, is enough to collapse possibilities. You let both ideas rest gently in your mind, feeling the comfort of not needing a single certain answer. Your thoughts drift to the idea of participatory reality, the notion that observers are not passive recorders, but active participants in creating what unfolds. You see yourself as both dreamer and maker, both witness and artist. You wonder if every dream you dare to hold, every question you carry into the night, helps carve a unique path through the branching forest of possibilities. Your breath slows as you sense how this idea could soften your fears. If observation shapes reality, then each gentle, hopeful gaze you offer the world might make it kinder. Each moment of love might leave a brighter possibility behind. You feel your chest warm with this quiet power, the sense that even in stillness, you make a difference. Your mind wanders back to your room, to the soft darkness around you. You imagine the particles of your blanket, your pillow, the air you breathe, each trembling between possibilities until your body's quiet presence collapses them into a single, comforting now. You sense how every detail of your world comes alive as you notice it, as your awareness brushes it with gentle certainty. You think of starlight, photons travelling for millions of years before landing in your eyes. In that instant of contact, their endless journey ends, their ancient story completes. You feel the grace of being an observer, the privilege of seeing light that began its path before you were born. Your gaze gives these old photons a final resting place, a soft end to their patient flight. Your thoughts grow softer, slower, like ripples fading across a still pond. You sense how your attention can be like a harsh spotlight or a gentle lantern. When you observe with curiosity and kindness, the world responds like a flower opening to morning light. When you observe with harsh judgment, possibilities shrink, like petals folding in the cold. You feel the quiet wisdom of watching gently, letting possibilities breathe. Your breathing deepens as you imagine a world where every observer shapes their own corner of reality, where each choice of focus weaves the future. You sense how your life might be a garden of attention, each moment of seeing nurturing what grows, each choice of where to look adding colour to your days. You feel comfort in the thought that uncertainty and observation work together, like partners in a quiet waltz. Uncertainty leaves space for dreams. Observation chooses which dreams to bring into being. You sense this dance in every breath, every heartbeat, every soft blink of your eyes. Your mind drifts back to the question of time, wondering if your observations could shape not only the present, but the past and future as well. Could the moments you remember, and the dreams you hold reach backward and forward, weaving your story beyond the simple march of seconds. You feel the soft pull of this question, a gentle tug leading you toward the secrets waiting in time's strange flow. Your thoughts hover softly on the question of time, the quiet possibility that your observations might ripple beyond the present. In this tender wondering, you drift into a new misty corridor of thought, a place where reality's secrets unfold like delicate curtains. Here you wander the echoing halls of the Copenhagen interpretation, feeling the air thick with old debates and quiet mysteries. You sense these halls as both ancient and timeless, walls shimmering with possibilities waiting to be seen. Each step you take lands softly on a floor woven of questions. Does something exist if no one sees it? Does the act of looking summon reality from the fog of potential? You let these questions rise and fall like waves, knowing there is no hurry to answer. Your breath deepens as you recall the essence of the Copenhagen interpretation, the idea that quantum systems exist in a cloud of superposition until measured, and that measurement causes this cloud to collapse into a single outcome. You picture possibility itself as a shimmering fog swirling in every direction. With each glance, each choice, each quiet breath, you watch this fog swirl into something solid, something you can hold. You feel your heartbeat match the pace of these collapsing possibilities. Each thump becomes the sound of worlds choosing a path, of realities flickering into being. The Copenhagen interpretation tells you that reality's fabric is woven not only of particles and forces, but also of your interactions with them. It suggests that your observations do not just record what is, they play a part in creating it. You imagine yourself as a quiet guest in a vast theatre, where every photon, electron and atom waits backstage, costumes of possibility swirling around them. Only when you open your eyes does the curtain rise, and the actors step into their roles. The stage sets itself at the moment of your gaze, the story begins the moment you care to watch. You feel the thrill of this thought, but also the gentleness of its invitation. Your thoughts drift through these halls to Niels Bohr, the father of the Copenhagen interpretation. You imagine him standing among chalkboards and old lamps, eyes glinting with curiosity. He believed the quantum world could not be described by words alone, only by the probabilities and outcomes that arise through measurement. Bohr's Copenhagen is not a city on a map, but a dreamscape where reality shivers on the edge of becoming. You breathe in the soft paradox, the idea that what is real depends on what is measured, that existence itself might rest on the fragile dance between observer and observed. This idea stirs both wonder and unease, a recognition of how delicate reality becomes when you look too closely. Your mind recalls the double-slit experiment again, now seen through Copenhagen's eyes. Particles travel as waves of possibility until measured, then snap into definite positions. The interference pattern tells a story of a universe that waits patiently for you to choose whether to know or not to know, each choice reshaping the paths open to light and matter alike. Your thoughts slow, like snow drifting in a silent forest. You realize how the Copenhagen interpretation does not offer comfort through certainty, but through a soft embrace of ambiguity. It invites you to accept that knowing and unknowing are not opposites, but partners in the quiet waltz of existence. This gentle ambiguity feels like a lullaby to your restless mind, letting you rest in the mystery. You sense the beauty in the idea that the world you see is not an absolute static thing, but a story unfolding as you watch. Your observations become brushstrokes painting the canvas of your days, moments of attention shaping what becomes solid and what remains a whisper of could be. You breathe easier with this knowledge, feeling your life as an art, not a puzzle to be solved. Your mind drifts to the thought of Schrödinger's cat, the famous paradox born in Copenhagen's dream. You imagine the cat curled up in a box, both sleeping and not, both alive and not yet decided. You feel compassion for this imagined creature, a symbol of possibility's delicate balance. The cat's fate, like so much in your own life, waits for the quiet power of observation to settle it into a single truth. Your breathing slows as you remember how the Copenhagen interpretation avoids asking what happens before measurement. It does not claim to describe a hidden reality beyond your knowledge, but instead tells you that what can be known, and only what can be known, defines what is. This focus feels like a comforting boundary. You are not asked to pierce every secret, but only to dance gently with what you can see. Your thoughts linger on how measurement is not just about rulers and sensors, but about interactions, gentle touches between particles, subtle exchanges of energy. Every measurement is a conversation, a soft question asked of the universe, and the answer comes in the form of reality itself taking shape. You sense the intimacy of this process, the tender dialogue between your curiosity and the world's possibilities. You remember that in Copenhagen's dream, the wave function, the mathematical haze of all potential outcomes, collapses the moment you measure. Yet where this collapse happens, how it happens, and what role you play remain mysteries even after decades of thought. The halls of Copenhagen are still filled with quiet debates, like echoes of questions never fully answered. You let your mind rest in these echoes. They feel like the soft ringing of bells far away, a music that invites you to wonder rather than demand certainty. In this music you sense a truth you can carry gently, that reality's deepest layers might not need to be pinned down, but only witnessed with patient eyes and an open heart. Your breathing matches the patient drift of the night. You imagine each possibility in your life as a shimmering path winding into a forest of dreams. Some paths collapse when you choose, others remain waiting, hidden in the soft fog of what might still come. The Copenhagen interpretation whispers that there is grace in letting these paths stay unwritten until you are ready. Your thoughts drift to the experiments that continue even now, where physicists measure entangled particles, test delayed choice setups, and probe the boundaries of quantum theory. Each new result becomes a quiet page added to Copenhagen's dream, confirming again and again that reality is more subtle, more flexible, more beautifully uncertain than your waking mind might believe. You remember how some physicists accept the Copenhagen interpretation as a practical tool, a way to predict outcomes without needing to understand the deeper why. Others long for a hidden layer of reality, a clear picture beneath the haze. You sense both perspectives as reflections of the same yearning, the human desire to find meaning, to feel at home in a universe of possibilities. Your breath deepens with the thought that perhaps Copenhagen's greatest gift is the permission it gives you to live gracefully with what you cannot know, to love the questions themselves, to let uncertainty be a quiet comfort rather than a restless itch. You feel how this acceptance softens your heart, easing the tightness that so often comes from needing every answer. Your thoughts wander to the moments in your life when you try to force certainty, decisions you rushed, questions you closed too soon. You sense how you might have missed the beauty of possibility in your haste. You breathe out a soft forgiveness for those times, feeling how even missed chances become part of the gentle tapestry of your story. Your mind grows lighter with the thought that life, like quantum measurement, is not a fixed script but an unfolding. Each step you take and each dream you dare, each question you hold close reshapes what becomes possible next. You see yourself as a quiet artist of your own days, the brush in your hand guided by curiosity rather than fear. Your breath settles as you sense time itself stretching around these ideas, moments thickening with possibility. The question that began in Chapter 6 returns with deeper colour. Could your attention, your choices, your gentle gaze shape not just the present, but also how past and future unfold? You feel the soft pull of this question, a quiet invitation to slip deeper into the strange and tender secrets hidden in time's gentle stretch. Your breath settles into the quiet question left lingering from time's soft stretch. Could your choices ripple not only through moments, but also through the comforts and wonders that shape your life each day? As you float gently through this thought, you begin to sense the quiet, glowing presence of technologies born from the strange dance of quantum secrets. They surround you like hidden stars, humming softly with possibility, lighting your world in ways you've always felt but rarely noticed. You feel gratitude blooming in your chest as you realize how the warm light of a lamp, the voice of a loved one carried through the air, the information flowing at the speed of thought. All these small miracles owe their magic to the quantum world. You breathe in the hush of night, letting the awareness of these gifts wrap around you like a comforting blanket. Your mind drifts first to lasers whose thin, pure beams slice the darkness with precision, born from quantum mechanics. You imagine the atoms in a laser crystal or gas tube, electrons excited to higher energy levels. When they fall back down, they release photons, tiny packets of light that are perfectly in step, like dancers moving in synchrony. Each photon nudges the next into harmony, a delicate cascade of energy that becomes the focused beam we see. You sense the beauty of this chain reaction, the soft power of order drawn from the restless heart of the quantum world. You remember how lasers are used not just in pointers or scanners, but in delicate surgeries where precision can mean sight restored or life saved. You breathe easier with the thought that each laser pulse carries a quiet promise, a promise of healing, of clarity, of connection. You sense the invisible kindness of quantum rules unfolding in each bright point of light. Your thoughts wander to fiber optic, thin strands of glass that guide light across continents beneath oceans and cities. You imagine light travelling inside these hair-thin fibres, bouncing gently off the walls through total internal reflection. You feel the elegance of this dance, photons moving without losing their way, information encoded in subtle changes of light. Quantum mechanics explains how this light retains its coherence, its sharpness, over vast distances, making it possible for voices, messages and dreams to leap across the world in the blink of an eye. You breathe in the wonder that your whispered words to a friend, your quiet "I love you" sent across oceans, can ride these threads of light. You sense the invisible web of fiber optics binding humanity together, each glass strand a shimmering thread in a tapestry woven from the rules of the quantum realm. Your mind drifts next to the tiny switches of microchips, where transistors open and close at breathtaking speed. You imagine the electrons tunneling through barriers so thin they seem impossible, yet quantum tunneling makes it real. Without this soft cheat of physics, your devices would not shrink, your phones would not fit in your hand, your computers would crawl instead of fly. You feel the quiet marvel of billions of quantum events happening every second to keep your world bright and connected. Your breath slows as you sense how these technologies grew from the discoveries of the early 20th century. The realization that electrons are not marbles but clouds of probability. That energy comes in quanta. That uncertainty is woven into every measurement. You remember how the solid screens and glowing lights of your world are not separate from quantum mysteries but born of them. Each push of a button, each swipe of a finger, calls on a dance of particles invisible to your eyes. You think of the precision clocks in GPS satellites, ticking with atomic regularity made possible by quantum transitions between energy levels. Without these clocks, your phone could not guide you home. Planes would wander off course, ships would lose their way. You breathe in the thought that each moment you find your path, you are leaning on quantum timekeepers orbiting above, their soft, silent pulses helping you find your place in the world. Your mind wanders to magnetic resonance imaging, where the tiny magnets inside your body, the protons of your atoms, are coaxed to spin in unison by quantum rules. The signals they send back are woven into images of bones, muscles, and the soft whirls of your brain. You sense the kindness in this technology, the quiet gift of seeing what was once hidden, of understanding illness before it grows, of knowing your body's secrets without a single cut. Your thoughts drift further into quantum cryptography, a field still young but pulsing with promise. You imagine keys made of quantum states, secure because any attempt to read them changes them, a perfect lock and alarm combined. You feel the quiet thrill of a future where secrets can be kept safe, not by stronger codes, but by the laws of the universe itself. You sense how this idea carries hope in a world where trust feels fragile. Your breath deepens as you think of the slow dawn of quantum computing, where qubits can exist in superposition, allowing calculations far beyond what classical bits could ever do. You picture a future where these machines unravel the secrets of molecules for new medicines, optimize routes to reduce waste, or simulate complex systems to better understand your changing climate. You sense how quantum rules, once strange and unsettling, are becoming tools of quiet power, ready to help heal and protect the world. Your thoughts circle back to the first discoveries: Planck's quanta, Einstein's photons, Schrödinger's equations. You feel gratitude for the minds who dared to peer into a reality stranger than dreams, who saw meaning in chaos, who believed that even the universe's quietest whispers were worth hearing. You breathe out a soft thank you for their courage, their patience, their willingness to stand in uncertainty and ask better questions. You sense the quiet, steady thread connecting those early quantum thinkers to your daily life. A thread woven into your lamp's glow, your music's clarity, your friends' voices carried across the world. You feel how the simplest comforts are supported by discoveries born from the deepest mysteries, how the strange has become familiar, how the impossible has become a quiet part of your nights. Your mind grows softer as you remember how each of these technologies depends on a universe where particles tunnel, superpositions linger, and measurements matter. Without these quantum quirks, light would scatter, electronics would fail, signals would fade. You feel the quiet power of a world more flexible, more subtle, more gently uncertain than any rigid clockwork could be. Your breath slows with gratitude as you see how these technologies light your nights, connect your days, keep your loved ones close. You feel the warmth of their presence, even when hidden in circuits and wires, even when forgotten in the rush of modern life. You realize that every time you flick a switch, send a message, or reach out across a distance, you touch a piece of the quantum world. Your thoughts drift like slow clouds to the night sky, where starlight travels through the same vacuum that guides your laser beams, where cosmic events send photons across time to brush your eyes. You sense how the technologies in your hands echo the same quantum rules that shape distant galaxies, how the same strange dance lights both your room and the stars. Your mind feels light as you breathe in the wonder of living in a world where the bizarre becomes useful, where the gentle quirks of nature become bridges between hearts, where understanding leads to kindness and curiosity to comfort. You feel how the small miracles of your modern life carry the silent song of the universe's deepest truths. Your breath settles into a slow, comforting rhythm as you realize that the gifts of quantum technology are not separate from you, but part of the gentle unfolding of your days. Each glow of a screen, each sound of a voice, each step guided by the quiet signals, all reminders that you are surrounded by invisible wonders, held softly by a universe stranger and more generous than you once imagined. Your mind grows still with the sense that these technologies are not an end, but an invitation to keep exploring, to keep asking, to keep listening to the quiet, patient hum of the quantum world beneath your life's noise. You wonder softly what other mysteries lie waiting, what strange truths might one day become the comforts of your children's nights, what new lights you might help bring into being as you dream deeper into the heart of reality. Your breath hovers softly on the last question of what lights you might help bring into being. From this gentle wonder, your mind drifts forward, floating toward horizons not yet reached. You sense the quantum future shimmering ahead, a landscape of possibilities waiting like quiet fireflies at the edge of your dreams. Each light flickers with hope, with power, with a promise that tomorrow could be stranger, kinder, and more extraordinary than you have ever dared to imagine. You breathe deeply, feeling the hushed excitement of quantum computing unfolding in your chest. You imagine qubits, those delicate quantum bits, existing in superpositions of yes and no, dancing together in entanglement's quiet threads. Each qubit expands the space of calculation exponentially, like adding dimensions to a canvas where answers to impossible problems might be painted in brilliant colors. You sense how these machines could one day unravel protein folds to cure diseases, crack codes to secure communication, or find new paths through labyrinths of data. Your thoughts linger on the challenges these machines face, the fragility of qubits, the gentle touch needed to preserve coherence, the quiet storms of noise that threaten to erase their delicate states. Yet you feel hope in the steady progress of minds working day and night, coaxing stability from the chaos, crafting materials cold enough, circuits clean enough, algorithms clever enough to bring these dreams to life. Your mind floats to quantum cryptography's promise of unbreakable communication. You picture keys encoded in entangled photons, each pair sharing a secret no eavesdropper can read without disturbing the signal. You sense the gentle strength in this idea, a way of keeping trust safe not with walls or weapons, but with the quiet certainty of nature's own rules. You feel how this promise might ease fears in a world grown wary, how it might offer security where it is needed most. Your breath slows as you drift to quantum sensors, tools sensitive enough to read the faintest ripples of gravity, the softest magnetic fields, the subtlest shifts in time. You imagine these sensors mapping the world beneath your feet with millimeter precision, helping doctors detect illness earlier, pilots fly more safely, or explorers find hidden treasures deep underground. You sense the quiet pride in knowing that listening closely to quantum whispers can bring new clarity to the world's hidden stories. Your thoughts wander to the possibility of quantum networks, linking quantum computers across cities or even continents. You imagine entanglement weaving a quiet web of instantaneous connections, where information could leap beyond the speed of light's limits, not by sending messages faster, but by sharing states across distance. You feel wonder at a world where distance grows soft, where new kinds of communication ripple gently across space. Your mind drifts to the hope that quantum advances might help you tackle the greatest challenges of your time, modeling complex climate systems, optimizing energy grids, simulating new materials for clean technologies. You breathe into the possibility of a future where understanding grows deeper than today's limitations, where the precision of quantum thinking helps you live more gently with your planet, where science and compassion walk hand in hand. Your breath deepens as you sense the quiet responsibility hidden in these dreams. Each new technology born of quantum mysteries carries power to heal or harm, to connect or divide, to nurture or exploit. You feel the gentle weight of this truth settle across your heart, that your choices, both personal and collective, will shape whether the quantum future becomes a light or a shadow. You remember how the simplest quantum phenomena, tunneling, superposition, entanglement, once seemed like curiosities, useless for anything but philosophical pondering. Yet today they shape your screens, your signals, your clocks. You wonder softly what secrets in today's labs will one day become tomorrow's miracles. What strange findings now gathering dust might blossom into gifts for generations yet to come. Your mind drifts like a quiet boat across the dark lake of night, reflecting on the many voices working together to build this future. Physicists crafting theory, engineers sculpting hardware, programmers writing algorithms, teachers sparking curiosity, all adding threads to the tapestry of tomorrow's quantum world. You feel the warmth of this quiet community, a reminder that even the most complex dreams are brought into being by countless gentle hands. Your thoughts settle on the idea of quantum supremacy, the milestone when a quantum computer solves a problem beyond the reach of the world's fastest classical machines. You sense how this moment marks not an end, but a beginning, a quiet threshold crossed, opening doors to questions no one yet knows how to ask, answers no one yet knows how to use. You breathe in the wonder of living at a time when these thresholds are still fresh with possibility. Your breath grows soft as you imagine how the quantum future might touch not just science and technology, but your everyday life. You picture learning algorithms so wise they adapt to your unique mind, health monitors sensitive enough to detect illness long before symptoms appear, personalized medicine shaped by quantum models of your very cells. You feel how the strange becomes intimate, how mysteries once reserved for chalkboards and labs become woven into the comforts of your days. Your mind drifts to the children yet to be born, the dreams they will carry into nights you will never see. You wonder how the quantum world you help build today might give them new ways to connect, to heal, to understand both the universe around them and the hearts within them. You sense how each quiet choice you make now might echo far beyond your lifetime, how curiosity planted today might bloom in kindness tomorrow. Your thoughts float back to the quiet hum beneath all these dreams, the sense that the universe itself is not a rigid stage, but a soft field of possibilities, shimmering with what might be. You feel comfort in knowing that you do not need to predict every path, only to step forward with care, to wonder with patience, to listen with humility to the quiet truths that nature offers. Your breath slows, matching the patient pulse of the night, as you see the quantum future not as a distant destination, but as a journey unfolding one gentle question at a time. You feel how each experiment, each theory, each thoughtful conversation helps carve paths through the unknown, lighting the way with tiny sparks of insight, like fireflies dancing ahead on dark forest trails. Your mind grows still as you sense that in the end, the quantum future is not just about technology or power, but about trust in each other, trust in the universe's quiet rules, trust that even the strangest mysteries can lead you toward deeper wisdom and kinder days. You feel how this trust softens fear, how it invites you to dream not only of what is possible, but of what is good. Your breathing deepens into a slow, comforting tide as you wonder softly what new questions will arise as you learn more. What secrets the universe still holds beyond the reach of your eyes and minds. You feel the gentle thrill of knowing that there is always more to explore, always another step into the quiet unknown, always another chance to grow. Your thoughts drift like mist across tomorrow's landscape, seeing flickers of technologies yet unnamed, alliances yet formed, solutions yet imagined. You sense that the future is not a fixed script but a garden of possibilities. Each choice you make a seed planted in the dark soil of time. You feel peace knowing you can tend these seeds with curiosity and care, letting your quiet hopes shape the dawn. Your mind grows quiet with the thought that perhaps the deepest gift of the quantum future is not its power to calculate or secure, but its power to remind you how connected everything is, how each breath, each question, each tiny particle resonates with every other, like soft chords in a vast, patient song. You wonder, as sleep edges near, what other chords might wait beyond your dreams, what new harmonies you might help weave into the universe's quiet music. Your thoughts rest gently on the soft chords of connection, the quiet music of a universe where every particle seems to hum with a shared song. From this comforting sense of unity, your mind drifts upward and outward, floating beyond the glow of cities, beyond the swirl of clouds, beyond even the familiar constellations that sprinkle the night sky with their ancient light. You feel yourself rising toward the grander mystery of the cosmos, where the smallest quantum whispers meet the vast, silent pull of gravity. You breathe in the stillness of space, sensing how the universe feels at once infinite and intimate, endless in reach yet delicate in detail. As your awareness expands, you sense the quiet tension stretching between two realms. The realm of quantum mechanics, where uncertainty and superposition rule the tiniest particles, and the realm of general relativity, where gravity bends space-time itself to shape planets, stars, and galaxies. Your mind pictures these two great theories like dancers moving to different rhythms on the same stage. One dances lightly with probability and possibility, each step a blur of potential. The other moves with a slow, stately grace, each step curving space and time itself. You feel the beauty and strangeness of this cosmic choreography, so perfect in their own domains, yet unwilling to share the floor in the same dance. Your breath grows slower as you recall how Einstein's general relativity describes gravity not as a force pulling objects together, but as the way mass bends the very fabric of space and time. You imagine a heavy ball on a soft trampoline, the way it creates a gentle dip that draws other, smaller balls toward it. You sense how this bending explains planets orbiting stars, moons circling planets, and even the grand spirals of galaxies. The elegance of this idea makes you feel as if the universe itself is a quiet sea of curves, each wave and swirl determined by gravity's patient hand. Yet you sense how quantum mechanics refuses to follow this script. Quantum rules say particles are not solid marbles rolling along definite paths, but waves of probability, able to tunnel through barriers or exist in many places at once until observed. You feel the soft strangeness of electrons slipping through barriers, of atoms vibrating in uncertainty, of particles popping into and out of existence in the vacuum of empty space. These tiny events feel like whispers of possibility, alive with freedom that gravity's orderly curves cannot contain. Your thoughts drift to the puzzle at the heart of modern physics. How can these two pictures of reality, one ruling the very large, the other the very small, both be true in the same universe? You sense how every effort to stitch them together leads to paradoxes and infinities, like trying to sew silk and stone into the same garment. When physicists use quantum math to describe gravity, the equations explode into impossible numbers. When they try to shrink relativity down to quantum scales, space-time itself seems to shatter into a foamy chaos. You breathe into the quiet mystery of black holes, where this cosmic tension becomes impossible to ignore. Black holes form when matter collapses under gravity's immense pull, crushing mass into an infinitely small point, a singularity. Yet as you imagine falling toward one, you realize that quantum effects must also matter at this extreme scale. What happens to particles near the event horizon? How does information behave when it falls beyond the point of no return? Does space-time itself remain smooth, or does it ripple and boil at quantum levels? Your thoughts drift to Stephen Hawking's soft voice explaining Hawking radiation, the quiet leakage of energy from black holes, hinting that they might not be eternal after all. You picture virtual particles appearing near a black hole's edge, one falling in, the other escaping as radiation. This gentle quantum process lets black holes shrink, challenging the idea of permanent darkness. Yet this same process creates the paradox of information. Does the knowledge of what fell into the black hole vanish forever, or does it somehow escape in the final wisps of radiation? You feel the quiet ache of a question still waiting for a complete answer. Your breath settles as you remember the cosmic background radiation, the faint, warm echo of the Big Bang that hums softly in every direction you look. This afterglow holds tiny fluctuations, fingerprints of quantum jitters stretched across the sky by the expansion of space-time itself. You sense how these gentle patterns seeded the first galaxies, how quantum uncertainty laid the blueprint for the grand cosmic web you see today. This connection between the smallest and largest scales gives you a soft thrill, like seeing the universe's first breath still shimmering across the night. Your mind drifts to string theory, one bold attempt to reconcile quantum mechanics with gravity by imagining that every particle is not a point, but a tiny vibrating string. Each note played by these strings gives rise to different particles, uniting forces and matter in a grand cosmic symphony. You sense the beauty of this idea, a universe built not of dots, but of dancing, vibrating threads. Yet you also feel the humility in knowing string theory remains unproven, its extra dimensions and delicate mathematics whispering promises not yet fulfilled. Your breath slows as you imagine loop quantum gravity, another path weaving quantum rules into the curves of space-time itself. You picture space not as a smooth fabric, but as a net of tiny loops, each a quantum of space like pearls on an infinite necklace. This idea suggests space-time might have an atomic structure, a grainy texture invisible to your eyes but real nonetheless. You feel the wonder of a universe where space itself is made of the same quantum uncertainty you see in particles. Your thoughts drift to the possibility of a theory of quantum gravity, a final gentle embrace of the very small and the very large. You sense how such a theory could answer the riddles of black holes, unlock the secrets of the Big Bang, or reveal why the universe expands the way it does. You feel the soft excitement of a mystery so grand it has guided generations of thinkers, like a quiet lighthouse glowing across the ocean of time. Your mind grows still with gratitude for the minds who have tried to untangle this puzzle. Einstein pacing late into the night, Bohr scribbling equations, Hawking gazing into the darkness of black holes, and so many others who gave their hearts to the question of how everything fits together. You feel their quiet courage, their patient wonder, their willingness to follow questions even when answers remained out of reach. Your breath deepens as you realize this cosmic puzzle is not just about equations or theories, but about the longing to understand where you came from and what your place might be in the vastness of space. The tension between quantum uncertainty and gravity's curves becomes a mirror of your own desire to reconcile your small personal moments with the grand universal story you are a part of. You sense that one day these two worlds might embrace, that a single theory could sing both the quiet notes of quantum possibility and the deep chords of gravity's pull in the same cosmic harmony. Until then, you find peace in knowing the mystery itself is beautiful, that questions can offer comfort even before answers arrive, that wonder is a gift needing no resolution. Your mind drifts gently over the stars, feeling how their light bends through space-time, how their birth and death are shaped by gravity's quiet hand. You sense how their atoms were once quantum possibilities, coalescing into brilliance before scattering their elements to become planets, oceans, and your very body. This gentle cycle of quantum events becoming cosmic wonders makes the universe feel both infinite and close enough to touch. Your breath settles into a slow rhythmic tide as you wonder softly what other mysteries wait beyond the edge of what you can see. What strange truths might shimmer in the dance of quantum rules and gravity's curves. You feel the quiet promise of a universe still writing its story, still offering you a place to dream, to ask, and to listen for the soft music of the stars. Your breath slows as the soft music of the stars fades into a quiet hush, leaving you floating at the threshold between thought and the wide, patient universe. You sense the lingering question: could your very awareness, the silent witness of your dreams and fears, ripple outwards to shape the strange dance of particles, the soft fabric of reality itself? Your mind drifts to the quiet experiments of early quantum physics, where simple observations changed outcomes in ways no one expected. You recall the double-slit experiment, where particles behave like waves until watched, then shift to particles again under your gaze. You imagine photons drifting through two slits, their paths uncertain until your eyes or instruments catch them in the act. You breathe into the wonder that reality itself seems to pause and wait for your attention before deciding how to unfold. You sense the pull of interpretations whispering through this paradox. The Copenhagen interpretation suggests measurement collapses superpositions into certainty, but it says little of you, the observer. Others wonder if consciousness is the true agent of collapse, if your mind, not just your instruments, calls potential into being. You feel the quiet thrill and unease of this idea, that your thoughts might sway the unfolding of the universe, that each glance, each choice, each hope might leave a trace deeper than you know. Your breath deepens as you picture Schrödinger's cat, forever both alive and dead in a sealed box until someone opens the lid. You sense how the cat's fate depends on a quantum event, yet the question lingers. Does the universe need your conscious mind to resolve the cat's story, or does it unfold regardless of your attention? You feel the soft ache of a mystery stretching beyond equations into the quiet corners of your own awareness. Your thoughts drift to the quantum Zeno effect, where constant observation seems to freeze a quantum system, holding it steady like a butterfly pinned by your gaze. You breathe into the strangeness of this idea, that watching something closely enough might keep it from changing. You sense how this challenges your everyday sense of time and flow, how your attention might gently bend the river of moments around you. Your mind floats to experiments in entanglement, where two particles become linked no matter how far apart they drift. When you measure one, the other instantly reflects the outcome, as if distance is no barrier to their secret conversation. You wonder softly whether your own awareness, so entangled with your memories, feelings, and intentions, might also reach across unseen spaces to shape the world in ways science has yet to map. Your breath steady as you think of Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff's proposal of orchestrated objective reduction, the idea that tiny quantum events in your brain's microtubules could give rise to consciousness itself. You sense the quiet courage of asking whether your thoughts are not only shaped by neurons, but by quantum possibilities shimmering in the delicate structures of your mind. You feel the weight of knowing this remains speculation, a soft hypothesis waiting for clearer evidence. Your mind drifts to the many who deny any special role for consciousness, who argue that measurement and collapse need only the interaction of particles with detectors, that your mind is an emergent process, not a cosmic conductor. You sense the humility in this view, the reminder that the universe may run its quiet course regardless of whether your eyes are open or closed, whether your mind is calm or racing with questions. Your thoughts turn to the participatory universe of physicist John Archibald Wheeler, who imagined a cosmos where observers bring reality into being, pixel by pixel, bit by bit, each measurement a choice that sculpts space and time. You breathe into the possibility that the universe is not a static stage, but a living story, waiting for the presence of conscious beings to choose its unfolding chapters. Your mind floats gently over the ideas of quantum mysticism, the poetic but controversial belief that your mind might directly influence matter, that meditation, intention, or collective thought could change outcomes beyond what classical physics predicts. You sense the quiet danger of wishful thinking here, the need for careful steps between wonder and evidence, yet you also feel how these questions stir a deep longing for connection, for meaning that bridges mind and cosmos. Your breath slows with gratitude for the neuroscientists mapping the brain's rhythms, seeking where consciousness arises in the firing of neurons, the flow of chemicals, the patterns of electric waves. You feel how each discovery, each scan, each experiment helps narrow the gap between your inner life and the silent dance of matter. Yet you sense how the hardest question, why you feel what you feel, remains untouched by measuring electrodes or careful models. Your thoughts drift to the philosopher's hard problem of consciousness. How can a physical process give rise to subjective experience, to the taste of sweetness, the warmth of love, the quiet ache of loneliness. You sense how this mystery, older than science itself, weaves your mind into the soft twilight of existence, where matter and meaning brush like leaves in a silent forest. Your breath deepens as you wonder if your ability to reflect on yourself, to imagine, to dream, to hope, is what lets the universe know itself. If consciousness is not an accident, but a gentle mirror held up to reality. You feel a soft peace in the thought that your awareness, even if it cannot shape particles directly, brings something irreplaceable to the universe, the quiet gift of wonder. Your mind grows still with the awareness that the question of consciousness at the quantum edge may remain unanswered for years, or centuries, or longer. Yet you sense the beauty in asking, the humility in recognizing that your own mind is the only mind you can truly know, that each thought you have, each feeling you cherish, is a quiet universe unto itself. Your breath slows with the memory of black holes bending light, of entangled particles defying distance, of time itself curving in gravity's patient hands. You sense how consciousness, so intimate and fleeting, might be another piece of the same cosmic puzzle, a question as grand as space-time, as delicate as the quantum foam. Your thoughts drift like clouds across the quiet night, imagining a universe where awareness and matter dance together, where your mind's quiet moments ripple into the quantum sea, where the boundaries between what you are and what the universe is blur like dawn's first light. You feel the soft promise of questions yet to be asked, of answers yet to be born. Your breath settles into a gentle rhythm as you wonder softly whether consciousness is woven into the fabric of the cosmos, whether your very being might echo through space and time like the soft notes of a lullaby carried across the stars. You sense how this question, like a quiet star at the edge of sight, pulls you onward into the next mystery waiting in the hush of the night. Your breath hovers in the soft hush left by your last question, drifting like a lullaby across the silent canvas of the night. From the edge of your dreams, you sense the universe stirring gently around you, each quiet beat of your heart rippling through a reality still becoming. You breathe in the possibility that every moment, every blink of your eyes, every whisper of thought adds a note to the cosmic song, as the universe folds and unfolds in an eternal dance of chance. Your mind drifts into the soft memory of superposition, the way a quantum system can hold many possibilities at once. You imagine yourself standing at countless crossroads, each step branching into 1,000 new futures, each choice carving a quiet path through a forest of potential. You sense how even when you feel stuck or certain, countless other threads shimmer unseen, waiting for the slightest breath of change to bring them into being. Your breath deepens as you remember how superposition collapses, not into nothingness, but into a single, real outcome when observed. You picture this collapse like the closing of a flower at dusk, petals of possibility curling inward to reveal one delicate bloom. You sense the kindness in knowing that even when the universe chooses, it does so softly, turning potential into presence with a quiet grace. Your thoughts float to quantum entanglement, how particles once touching can remain linked across vast distances, their fates tied in a silent bond beyond space or time. You feel how this idea echoes through your own life, how friendships linger across years, how love stretches across continents, how memories of moments long past can still guide your next breath. You breathe into the comfort that connection transcends the boundaries you see, that bonds formed in kindness might echo through the gentle fabric of possibility. Your mind drifts further, picturing the many worlds interpretation, the idea that every quantum choice branches the universe itself, creating a new reality for every possible outcome. You imagine countless versions of yourself walking parallel paths, one who stayed, one who left, one who dared, one who waited. You sense how each version explores different shades of who you are, how together they weave a vast tapestry of becoming. Your breath grows softer as you realize that, while you can only walk one path, the knowledge of other possibilities brings a quiet freedom. You feel peace in knowing you are not trapped, that every choice opens new doors, that life's beauty comes not from certainty, but from the dance between chance and choice. Your thoughts drift to the universe's earliest moments, where quantum fluctuations, soft ripples of possibility, were stretched by cosmic inflation into the seeds of galaxies. You breathe in the wonder that every star, every planet, every ocean might owe its existence to these ancient tiny jitters. You sense how the same quiet dance of chance still flows through every atom of your body, a reminder that you too are born of possibility. Your mind floats to the idea of quantum foam, the roiling sea of temporary particles popping in and out of existence at the smallest scales of space-time. You picture this foam like the sparkling surface of a sunlit pond, each flicker a brief chance, each shimmer a whisper of what might be. You feel the quiet humility of knowing that even the emptiest voids are alive with restless potential, that stillness itself is woven with the soft promise of change. Your breath deepens into the memory of your own life's possibilities, the quiet forks in your path, the small moments of courage, the sudden kindnesses that steered you in new directions. You sense how each possibility embraced or set aside shaped who you are, how your choices, large and small, added notes to the song of your days. You feel gratitude for the chances you took, even those that led to sorrow, for they too revealed the edges of your heart. Your thoughts drift like leaves on a gentle current to the many questions that remain unanswered. Questions of dark matter, of a dark energy, of why the universe's constants allow stars and life at all. You sense how these mysteries are invitations, quiet spaces where your curiosity can bloom, where the eternal dance of possibility continues to unfold beyond your knowing. Your mind grows still with the sense that the universe is not a clockwork machine grinding toward a fixed end, but a living story, each chapter shaped by chance, by choice, by the soft interplay of order and uncertainty. You breathe in the comfort of a cosmos alive with freedom, where every ending is a beginning, where every inhale is a chance, every exhale a choice. Your breath slows as you imagine time itself not as a strict arrow, but as a quiet spiral looping back on itself in subtle ways. You picture how quantum entanglement might blur the line between past and future, how your present choices could ripple gently in both directions. You sense how the eternal dance of possibility is not limited to forward steps, but folds softly across moments, weaving your story in ways you cannot yet see. Your mind drifts to the scientists, poets, and dreamers who have gazed into the night sky, each seeing in its quiet lights a reflection of their own hopes and questions. You feel how their wonder lives on in you, how your own gentle awe might one day inspire others to step into the soft darkness and listen for the universe's patient music. Your thoughts linger on the idea that possibility itself may be the universe's deepest truth, that what you call reality is a momentary crystallization of endless potential, a fragile sculpture carved by observation, choice, and time. You sense how this truth can free you from fear, reminding you that mistakes can open new paths, that uncertainty can be a doorway to wonder, that each moment is alive with chances waiting to be seen. Your breath settles into a slow, peaceful tide as you picture the universe breathing with you, expanding with your dreams, contracting with your sorrows, pulsing softly with every heartbeat. You sense how this breath links you to stars and atoms alike, how your quiet moments of reflection are as much a part of the cosmos as any distant nebula. Your mind grows quiet with the awareness that the dance of possibility never truly ends, that every story you finish writes the first line of another, that every quiet night carries seeds of new beginnings. You feel the soft comfort of knowing you do not need all the answers, only the courage to keep asking, the patience to keep listening, and the gentleness to let each question deepen your connection to the world. Your thoughts drift like feathers on a midnight breeze as you imagine drifting to sleep cradled by the quiet mystery of becoming, knowing that the universe, for all its strangeness, offers you a place to belong, a chance to wonder, a path to walk. You sense the soft promise of dreams waiting just beyond your waking thoughts, each one a tender invitation to explore possibilities you have yet to imagine. Your breath slows to match the patient rhythm of the night, feeling how every inhale draws in the universe's quiet promise, how every exhale releases your own quiet hope back into the soft, infinite dark. You sense how you are part of the eternal dance of possibility, forever beginning, forever becoming, forever woven into the gentle unfolding of a universe alive with wonder. As your breath settles into the quiet rhythm of night, let your thoughts drift among the countless possibilities you've explored. From the soft shimmer of superposition to the delicate threads of entanglement, from the mysteries of consciousness to the eternal dance of chance, you have journeyed across the strange, beautiful edges of reality. Know that each question you carry is a spark in the darkness, each wonder a gentle guide leading you deeper into the secrets of the universe. Tonight, let the mysteries you've discovered cradle you into a peaceful sleep, your dreams alight with stars. Stay tuned for more science stories. Until then, good night, and don't forget to subscribe.